Welcome back to the channel Aviation fans. Today we bring you an absolutely incredible story straight from Whiteman Air Force Base. A story of nerves of steel, quick thinking and unmatched piloting skill. Because this is the story of a United States Air Force female B-2 Spirit stealth bomber pilot who performed an emergency takeoff at full speed, saving both her aircraft and her crew. The B-2 Spirit is one of the most advanced aircraft in the world. A flying-wing stealth bomber designed to slip through enemy defenses undetected. With a price tag of over $2 billion per plane, it is not just a weapon. It is a symbol of American air power. And only the very best pilots in the world get the chance to sit in its cockpit. Becoming a B-2 pilot is no small task. First, you must excel as a pilot in other advanced aircraft. Then you must be selected for one of the toughest training pipelines in the Air Force. And fewer than 100 pilots on Earth are qualified to fly the B-2. Among them is our story's hero. A highly skilled female pilot known for her focused precision and calm under pressure. On what seemed like an ordinary training day at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri, her B-2 Spirit was prepared for a routine sortie. The engines roared to life, the stealth giant was ready to roll down the runway. But then a sudden issue appeared on the flight systems panel. A critical alert blaring in the cockpit. A problem with one of the bomber's hydraulics threatened the ability to control the aircraft. At that moment she faced a choice. Abort the mission and risk the aircraft being stranded on the runway, vulnerable and unsafe. Or execute an emergency takeoff at maximum power. She had only seconds to decide. And in that split second her training kicked in. She pushed the throttles forward, unleashing the raw power of the B-2's engines. The four General Electric F-118 engines roared like thunder. The massive flying wing accelerated faster and faster. Her focus locked on the runway lights ahead. Every second counted. The stealth bomber hurtled down the tarmac at full speed. Inside the cockpit, alarms blared, the warning lights flashed. But her hands moved with calm precision. She worked through emergency procedures. She communicated with her co-pilot, ensuring every checklist was followed. The tower confirmed the situation. All eyes at the base were on her aircraft. At the critical rotation speed, she pulled back on the yoke. The stealth bomber lifted into the sky. The landing gear retracted, the wings sliced through the air. Despite the emergency, the takeoff was flawless. She had done it, the Spirit was airborne. But the emergency wasn't over. Once in the air, the pilot had to stabilize the aircraft, carefully monitoring systems to ensure control authority remained intact. The bomber circled the base while ground crews coordinated possible emergency landing procedures. Every decision was life or death, not just for the crew but for a $2 billion aircraft. Think about that for a moment. The weight of responsibility. Flying one of the rarest aircraft in the world. An aircraft designed for nuclear missions. An aircraft that cannot simply be replaced if lost. And yet, under that pressure, she remained calm. This is why Air Force training is relentless. Pilots spend hundreds of hours in simulators practicing emergencies like this. Engine failures, hydraulic malfunctions, electrical problems. They are trained to respond instantly with discipline and teamwork. And in this case, the training proved vital. Back on the ground, the tower cleared the skies. Other aircraft were diverted. Emergency vehicles were dispatched along the runway. Every single person on base knew this landing would be critical. The B-2 circled one last time, preparing for its descent. The approach had to be perfect. Too fast and the aircraft could overshoot the runway. Too slow and it could stall and crash. The pilot's hands were steady, her voice calm over the radio. She lined up with the runway, visualizing every move before touching down. At the moment of truth, the giant bomber descended. The landing gear extended, hydraulics under strain. The wheels touched the runway, sparks briefly flew as the brakes engaged. The aircraft slowed safely to a stop. And in that moment, every person watching exhaled in relief. The emergency was over. The aircraft was safe. The crew was safe. And history had just been made. Because this was not only a demonstration of skill, but a demonstration of courage. Her actions quickly spread through the Air Force community. Stories of her quick thinking and flawless execution became an inspiration. Proof that the Air Force's investment in training and diversity pays off. Proof that when it matters most, skill and leadership rise above all else. The B-2 Spirit remains one of the most secretive and lethal bombers in the world. It can fly over 6,000 miles without refueling, carry both conventional and nuclear weapons, and remain undetected by enemy radar. It is a marvel of technology, but it is only as good as the pilots who fly it. And on that day the Spirit and its pilot proved why they are unmatched. So the next time you see the B-2 soaring silently across the sky, remember the pilots who dedicate their lives to mastering this machine. And remember the story of the female pilot who faced an emergency head-on. Who chose action over hesitation. Who performed a full-speed emergency takeoff and brought her crew home safe. Thanks for watching, Aviation fans. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit like, subscribe and share this video, because we bring you the most incredible stories of aviation history and modern air power. Until next time, keep your eyes on the skies.